AITA for stealing my neighbor's dog just to return it for the reward money? I already know the title makes me sound like a scumbag. If I read it with no context, I'd think the person writing it was heartless, desperate, or just plain shady. And I wouldn't blame you if you're thinking the same thing about me right now. But if you'll stick with me for a few minutes, I swear there's more to the story. The story is messy. It's complicated. And even now, I still don't know if I'm totally in the right or completely in the wrong. I'm a 28-year-old guy. I live in a small apartment complex in a mid-sized city that's just nice enough to make you feel like you're surviving but not thriving. The walls are paper thin, there's always someone blasting bad music at 1 a.m., and the laundry machines eat quarters like they're starving. I live alone. No pets. No partner. No savings. Just me, a rundown laptop, and a Honda Civic that's 2 oil changes away from retirement. I work part-time delivering food and supplement that with freelance IT gigs when I can get them. I help people with stuff like virus removal, fixing slow Wi-Fi, or occasionally teaching someone's grandma how to use her new tablet. I survive month to month. I have no health insurance, no 401k, no parental safety net. I'm not looking for pity, just giving you a sense of where I'm at. A few months ago, I was dangerously close to eviction. I'd fallen behind on rent after losing one of my best delivery zones to a corporate account takeover. My car needed new tires, my credit cards were maxed, and my landlord had started slipping friendly reminders under my door that were becoming increasingly unfriendly. I was about $800 short, with zero idea how I was going to make it up. Cue Cupcake. Cupcake is a tiny, puffball Pomeranian with snow-white fur and cartoonishly large eyes. She lived with my neighbor Lisa, who's a mid-30s woman that drives a white BMW and walks like every hallway is a runway. Lisa works from home in some kind of legal admin job. We're not friends. I don't even think she knows my name. But I've seen her in action enough to know she's the type who speaks at max volume on every Zoom call and treats her little dog more like a prop than a pet. Cupcake was always dressed up in designer sweaters, bows, rhinestone collars, the works. Lisa once yelled at the maintenance guy because he scuffed Cupcake's vibes by walking too close in dirty boots. She didn't walk the dog so much as parade her around, leash in one hand, iced coffee in the other. But Cupcake seemed like a sweet dog. Always quiet, always looking up at people like she was hoping someone would actually say hi and pet her instead of taking her picture. So, on this particularly bad Tuesday afternoon, I stepped outside to take out the trash and saw her, Cupcake, wandering alone behind the dumpster area near our complex's back alley. No leash. No collar. She looked freaked out. Head low. Tail between her legs. At first, I assumed Lisa must be nearby. But after a quick glance around, it was clear, no one was out there. Just me, some spilled trash, and this trembling puffball sniffing at a greasy pizza box. I crouched down. Cupcake? I said, soft as I could. Her ears perked. She made a little yipping sound and trotted over like I was her long-lost friend. I picked her up and looked around again. Still nothing. No open gates. No Lisa yelling her name. No one. Okay, I muttered, holding her against my chest. Let's find your mom. I knocked on Lisa's door. No answer. I figured Lisa wasn't home. I would take Cupcake with me for the time being. I carried her into my unit and put her down. She behaved just like any other curious dog, sniffing and inspecting everything in her vicinity. After surveying my living room, Cupcake trotted over to me. I placed her on the couch, and she immediately cuddled up next to me, and we watched American Ninja Warrior together. After about an hour I tried knocking on Lisa's door again. Still nothing. Finally, I figured maybe she was out running errands and hadn't noticed Cupcake had slipped out. So I brought her inside, gave her some water, and let her chill on a folded towel in the corner while I tried to figure out what to do. I must have fallen asleep. Later that evening, around 7 p.m., I heard something at my door. I looked out my peephole. Lisa was stomping down the hallway, taping neon flyers to everyone's door. I opened the door to confront her, but she was already inside her apartment, slamming the door behind her. I took the flyer down and looked it over. It read, "Lost dog $1,000 reward. No questions asked." I froze. $1,000? I reread it twice, making sure I hadn't hallucinated that number. Nope. Right there in bold marker. $1,000. Cupcake's face was printed below it in full color, looking cute as hell in a pink tutu. My brain short-circuited. $1,000 would clear my rent. It would cover the tires. It would stop the collection calls. It would give me the breathing room I hadn't had in months. And that's when the sleazy idea hit me. Not all at once, not cleanly. More like a slow ooze of temptation. What if I waited a day or two, then returned Cupcake? No one would know I already had her. It's not stealing. I didn't take her. I found her. I'd be doing a good thing, and getting rewarded for it. It's amazing how the brain justifies things when it wants to. So, I waited. One day turned into two. I fed Cupcake boiled chicken and rice, let her sleep on an old pillow next to my bed, and walked her at night when no one was around. She was sweet and playful. She'd follow me around like a shadow and whimper if I closed the bathroom door too long. And I felt like garbage. Every time she curled up next to me, I'd get this stab of guilt. But I kept telling myself, Lisa will be thrilled. Cupcake's safe. You're just helping fate along. On the third day, I called the number. Lisa picked up on the second ring. Her voice cracked. Hello? I cleared my throat. Hey, I think I found your dog. Oh my God. Are you serious? Where? Is she okay? Where are you? She wandered into my yard, I lied. Looked a little scared, but she's all right. Lisa was crying. I can't believe this. I've been looking everywhere. Can I come get her? Like right now? We agreed to meet out front. She rushed out like she was sprinting to a hospital. When I handed Cupcake over, Lisa hugged her like a child back from the dead. You're my hero, she said, tearing up. Seriously. You don't know what this means to me. She pressed a white envelope into my hand. Please. Take it. It's the least I can do. I thanked her. We parted ways. Back in my apartment, I opened it. $1,000 in cash. More than enough. I should have felt relief. Gratitude. Hell, even happiness. But all I felt was sick. And then, things started feeling off. About a week after the return, I started hearing Cupcake barking again. Loud, frantic yelps coming from Lisa's patio. One night around midnight, I heard her shout, "Shut up, you spoiled little brat," followed by a loud bang. Something heavy hitting the siding. I brushed it off, until it happened again. A couple of nights later, I heard a heartbreaking sound. I heard a whimper. Not a bark. A whimper. Like a hurt sound. I cracked my window and saw Cupcake cowering in the far corner of Lisa's gated patio, shivering in the cold. No blanket. No shelter. It was 31 degrees outside. That's when my guilt morphed into something else. Anger and worry. I remembered my neighbor Jasmine had a Ring camera that faced the shared walkway. I knocked on her door the next day. "Hey," I said, trying to play casual. "Weird question, but do you ever check your camera footage? I thought I heard someone messing around by the patio last week. Didn't know if maybe you caught anything." She raised a brow but handed me her phone. "Knock yourself out." I scrolled through the timestamps from 2 days ago and found it. Lisa. Holding cupcake by the scruff. Screaming, "You want outside? Fine. Stay there." Then she threw her. Literally threw her. Like a toy. Onto the patio. Cupcake hit the ground, rolled, and scrambled behind a flower pot. She didn't move for hours. I copied the footage. Thanked Jasmine and got to work. I didn't think twice before I sent the footage anonymously to a local news station and to animal control along with a statement about location and her name. The local news station was the first to show up. It wasn't a big scene, just one reporter and a cameraman knocking on her door. I didn't actually see it live. I saw it later on in the evening. During the segment they first showed the Ring camera footage, then showed a reporter knocking on her door. Lisa opened the door confused, asking what was going on. As soon as the reporter said, "I'm Karen Reed from WKTV. Next the barrage of questions. How do you respond to the specific allegations made against you?" "Allegations? What allegations?" Lisa looked genuinely terrified. "We have obtained video footage showing you physically abusing your dog. We've been told the dog was seen outside in extreme weather without shelter. Is that accurate?" "What? No, I would never." Lisa is cut off mid-denial. "Can you tell us about your dog's current condition? Are you aware of the legal consequences for animal neglect or cruelty in this state? If charges are brought against you, do you plan to fight them? Would you be willing to allow an inspection of your home and the dog's living conditions?" Lisa stammered for answers, eyes wider than saucers. She looked around wildly before backing away and slamming the door in their faces. Karen knocked on her door, but Lisa didn't answer this time. The clip made its way to social media after the broadcast. And as internet sleuths and trolls tend to do, they figured out Lisa's socials and began hounding her, leaving admonishing comments and wishing harm. It got so bad Lisa had to deactivate her accounts. I know this because I was snooping, and also, I'm cordial with the same neighbor she told this to. A tiny part of me felt bad for her, but then I remember Cupcake's whimpers and terrified little face. Animal control showed up 5 days later. Lisa screamed at them. She told them they had no real proof and that the video was AI. She called it a misunderstanding, claimed Cupcake liked being on the patio. But they weren't having any of it. They confiscated Cupcake on the spot. Lisa got slapped with a $500 neglect fine and an official warning. After all that happened, Lisa didn't even try to get Cupcake back. 2 weeks later, I went to the shelter. Adopted her legally. Paid the fee. Signed the papers. When they brought her out, she saw me and bolted into my arms. That was 2 months ago. She sleeps next to me every night now. She has toys. She eats real dog food. She gets walks that aren't a punishment. I even kept her name, Cupcake, 'cause somehow, it fits. So, here's the thing. I started out doing something shady. I kept a dog I found and returned her for a reward. But if I hadn't, she might still be living outside. Or worse, she could be being abused right now. Did I steal her? Technically, I guess. But did I save her? Absolutely. So, AITA?